That's what I call timing, by the way.
The smartphone pandemic.
I know I should just leave people alone. Plus I was just a coward because I waited till he was out of sight more or less, and then I shouted the smartphone pandemic. Now I see that coffee and the smile is wiped off my face. Because, you know, you're just a talker. Yeah, that's really the reason, I think. Just now I was basically throwing a tantrum. It's like, why can't you just leave me alone? Because I always have that voice in my head telling me, don't drink coffee, don't eat sugar. Well, maybe I just have to do it one last time, right? Just a bit more. Can I just stay up a bit more, Daddy? Maybe that's it, you know, maybe it's that child inside of me that just says, just a bit more, Daddy! But now it's more on the like a God, you know, it's not like my daddy, but it's, you know, Big Daddy, you could say. It's something like God and then me. And in a way, sometimes I feel like that. And sometimes I really have these conversations with myself, where there's these voices telling me, like to stop masturbating or to do all these kinds of things. And then there were always times where I said, you know, fuck it, leave me alone, I don't want to hear this anymore, you know, I'm just gonna do it now just to show you. You know, just to show you that I have free will and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And that's just sometimes how it is. This inner rebel. And just now I got angry at angels. And then in the end I thought, I mean, who am I listening to anyway? In the end it's just me anyway, isn't it? I mean, if I'm God, then everything that's happening, you know, I'm doing to myself. So if I can't allow myself to drink coffee, I mean, in what kind of a world am I living then? So why can't I just continue to do this? And then of course, that's the thing, I can't pretend to be ignorant anymore. Because I have observed myself drinking coffee, and I have drunk coffee now for a long time, and I know what it's doing, and I know if I want to live the life that I say that I want to live, right? The balanced life, then I should rather let go of that. But then sometimes, you know, with the things that are good to me, I choose to live in ignorance, only it doesn't work anymore. And that's why once you've awakened, you cannot pretend anymore that you don't know, because now you know, right? Now you know it's a lie, so living the lie will make you get angry at yourself. And, well, that's what I have now. I know it would be the strong thing and the courageous thing to not drink coffee. Because it means, you know, I'm walking into uncharted lands, right? From now on, I don't know what's going to happen. But then also sometimes voices are telling me stuff like, right, you hear something like, oh, this is going to happen tonight or tomorrow, and you go to sleep and you wake up and it hasn't happened, and it also hasn't happened the next day and the day after, and even a week later it hasn't happened, and then you think, like, who the fuck am I listening to? Is this just wishful thinking? Like, am I just telling myself all these things and in the end it's still just my choice? But that's exactly the stuff. Usually, that's the thing, usually the things that I really need to do are said without words. It's just a feeling. So if there's words telling me stuff all the time, that's usually just myself. Like my ego, or I don't know who, just somebody to confuse me, to throw me off the track. And that's why sometimes I really ignore these voices, because somehow also my feeling is telling me it's still important to do this. And I know in a way if I don't do it, and that of course can be just an excuse, but in a way sometimes I feel like, if I don't do these things, I won't manage to progress. And progression to me cannot be just to let everything go, because I still live in this kind of world. I don't run away into some kind of ashram. And I also want to have transitions. And it's just looking at where did I start and where am I now. It's already a far better place. But of course now I also have to be careful. Because in a way, spirituality means always to move on. You constantly changing. Now I'm holding on to coffee. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to eat pancakes soon. So why do I do that? Because in a way, yes, I'm holding on to these methods. Maybe that's just because, do I have to really let go of everything? I've managed to eat no sugar yesterday, except for what I had in the coffee. So can't I go like stepwise? Instead of trying it all at once, because I know if I try it all at once, I will probably collapse. And yet there's a part of me that thinks, you can do it, man. You can do it. You've done it before. I've done it before, eating no sugar for a while. And now, but then, why do I have to let go of it my entire life? Right? Will I really be more happy? Won't I manage to finish, my goals, despite me eating sugar once in a while? I think I will. And of course, I see my dad, and he could do with much less sugar and much less coffee. Just a second.